In 1985, which was 40 years ago, a Japanese car manufacturer decided that they'd been making too many sensible utilitarian estate and saloon cars, nearly all with four-wheel drive. That was their USP. But they needed to break, especially the American market, with something a bit more sexy to compete with the other car manufacturers. Their offering was a car that's here. We've come to a back garden in Berkshire where the car in question has been sat for 30 years with low mileage. And it's a car we very rarely see. Even when it was new, we very rarely saw them. The car in question is that is a 1985 Subaru XT Turbo Coupe. You might not have seen one of these before. There weren't many around even in period. So today we're going to hopefully pull this car out, might get it running. We're definitely going to give it a deserved clean. Welcome to the Late Break Show. This is a barn find, of course, and I'm Jonny Smith. Flip up headlights, check. Set square, styling, check. This was Subaru's idea of competing with the likes of Toyota's Celica and Honda's Prelude, right in the middle of the 80s when coupes were in vogue. Sadly, coupes now not so desirable, not new ones anyway. But this thing was a very quirky thing because of course it had a flat 4 engine like most Subarus. I think you could get it with a flat 6 for other markets. You could also get it as two-wheel drive, but nearly all of the cars we know of were four-wheel drive like most Subarus back then. So this is a four-wheel drive, turbocharged, flat 4 with flip-up headlights. What a fantastic car. This car preceded the SVX, which is an even more space-age Subaru coupe. Again, extremely rare in the UK. So Ron, let me get this right. The late owner of this car was a chap called Keith.
Yep.
Keith's son is Steve.
Yep.
Steve is your friend from years and years ago.
Yep, good friend, yep.
But Steve doesn't live anywhere near here.
No.
So you're the one that sort of, you help out on the house here and the house is up for sale.
Well, because Steve's quite far away, he entrusts me to obviously give him a hand and sort of help out around and do stuff.
We've also got a friend of yours here called Ross.
Yeah.
So he's on board today and he's a mechanic by trade.
He is, yes.
And you're pretty handy with the tools as well.
Yep, I've got a background of garage experience and everything else, yeah, a whole bunch of it.
It'd be great if we can get Steve on the phone because...
Not a problem at all, yeah.
Yeah, you know, like Steve obviously grew up with a dad who was constantly tinkering.
Yeah.
So he can give us maybe a better picture of this car. Steve, it's Jonny here.
Hello, Jonny.
Hello, how are you?
I'm a bit stiff. I climbed Adam's Peak yesterday in Sri Lanka, which is about 7,500 feet.
Bloody hell. Hang on, and you're on holiday?
Yes.
Okay, I gather from Ron, you grew up at the house here, so you remember the house, and obviously your dad was a mechanic. There's lots of bits of car lying about and some cool mowers.
Yep. We moved in 79, Jonny, 1979. The house was just a two-bedroom house at the time, so I was consigned to an annex down the garden. And I later found out that annex was actually, so at the age of 9.5, I was living in my little house down the garden.
Yeah.
I later found out that annex was actually a pig abattoir. But that's,
oh,
that's
nice.
by the by. So Dad used to work from some workshops where the current ones are now. He was a mechanic from the age of 14. So he was in the motor trade for exactly 70 years and literally died with a spanner in his hands. He probably knew about more about vintage Vauxhalls especially than probably any man alive, I would think.
It's interesting, we've seen a lot of Haynes manuals that were Vauxhall related.
Yes, I think it landed there in about late 80s.
Oh really, that long ago?
I think Dad started it about 10 years ago. I think my nephew, Dad started it with him. I believe that it may have come from Kasna, which was the old Changa garage, and maybe that's where it came from originally.
It does. It has a badge on the boot which says Kasna.
Oh.
Right.
So that would explain what that is.
Especially if this guy that used to own it, who I think was a dozen doors down. He probably saw it at Kasner, bought it, used it for a year or two, then moved, and then it sort of went into storage. And so then Dad serviced it and did some work for it on the customer's request.
Yeah.
And then it just sort of steadily got abandoned. And, the years went by and stuff, and the bloke never came back for it or paid the bill. And in the end, we just held on to it, I think. We changed it.
How strange. Well, hopefully, we're definitely going to clean it today. We'll see if we can safely go for a fire up, running some checks with it. And who knows? I'm not going to make any promises, Steve, but we will record whatever we get. Right.
Thanks ever so, Johnny. Have a great day.
Thanks, Steve. Take care.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Bye. So, if this car is available for sale, which I think it will be, because I don't think Steve's keeping it, along with all the other bits and bobs around, you'll be the first to know. But I have promised my friend Paul Cowland first refusal, because I know he's a Subaru fanatic, and he did go, "Oh, an XT Turbo."
Mr. Smith, Cowland here. Hope you're okay, bud. I'm sorry I couldn't join you for the XT today, because you know how much I wanted to fetch that bad boy out the barn with you. I love these. They're just fantastic. They're so rare as well. They've made, I think, nearly 100,000 of them, but there's just none left. There's none left in the UK. They rotted like one note. If you are looking at this, you're really going to have to check for corrosion. They rot literally everywhere. Roof, believe it or not, wings, inner wings, sills particularly underneath. It's really hard to find one that isn't just completely ferrous oxide. The other thing to check as well, the UK cars, bizarrely, it's normally the JDM cars that are really good, but the UK car's got a ton of spec. So this might have self-leveling suspension, and that normally doesn't work, to be fair. So if you've got one that does, that's amazing. Apart from that, it's flat 4, so it will probably start if you get some oil and fuel into it and you've got a spark, but it's everything else. So yeah, watch for corrosion, watch for the self-leveling suspension, and if it starts and runs and it's half decent, call me, I might buy it. Anyway, good luck, hope you can fetch it out, and please show me the pictures when you do.
There we go. Bloody hell. See, that was not something I would expect.
No.
And also,
I'd agree with that.
Also, didn't need to pump any of the tyres up. Spookily, I thought you'd done them before we turned up, and you said no, we haven't done them. And oil looks excellent. That air filter that you've just seen there looks really, really good.
It looks quite clean, to be fair.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad. That's really good. So Ross, you're an actual professional mechanic, unlike me, who's a total amateur. What I would ordinarily do is, apart from doing what you're doing now, I'd probably take the plugs out, clean them, maybe spray a tiny bit of lube down there anyway. Yeah. And then once we've done that, maybe distributor cap, clean and check. Yeah. And then before we connect it to a battery to get dash lights and stuff, we'll find the feed for where the fuel is to disconnect it so it doesn't blow a load of horrible old fuel through. Yeah. And then we either disregard that and run it off a separate fuel supply.
Yeah, that sounds fine to me.
Do you work on Subarus much?
Not very often, not for a long time. Nothing this old anyway.
40-year-old Subarus. Come on, let's get a plug spanner and...
Come on, we'll hook them out and see.
One there, one there.
One there, one there.
So it's two there, there's the other two the other side.
Yeah, that's two the other side.
It's flat 4, isn't it?
Right, we've hooked up a new battery, we've disconnected the fuel, plugs are out and resting on the side of the HT leads. We could go for an initial turnover. Obviously it's not going to fire up because there's no fuel supply and the plugs aren't in.
Ready?
Yeah.
Battery's flat.
Hey?
Battery's flat.
That battery's flat?
Yeah.
Shouldn't be, it's not, it's nearly new. Have I brought a shit battery to the party?
So I'm going to get a jump pack. Let's see if they get any brighter.
All right, go for a turnover.
Right. Ah, that looks a bit better. Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
Don't
Is
like
that the
it.
fuel pump?
That's headlights, I think. Yeah. Oh,
Oh.
do it again, because I won't.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got a spark. We've got a spark.
We've got
Right, stop 1 minute.
we've got a good spark.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, I
is it
saw
off,
a good
yeah?
one on there.
If that's a hydraulic suspension, is that the pump?
That
The
is
hydraulic-
that is.
I
Yeah.
think it's the headlights, because I feel it by
No, it's the hydraulic.
I think it's the suspension.
suspension, hydraulic for the suspension.
Did
isn't
it
It's
start
hydraulic
moving?
suspension.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's bloody gone up, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's gone up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's gone right up.
It has gone right up. Yeah.
Oh, sugar. Okay. I mean,
know.
I wasn't factoring in suspension complexities today. That's really good.
Do you want me to turn it over see if anything comes out? But ready?
Good.
I don't think it's got any fuel in it.
No, we could just fit my jerry can,
At least if we do that, then we know that
Then we
that bit
control it
works,
from-
don't we?
and well, access for the fuel
We've
system.
ruled that bit out then, don't we?
I think we should do that. Ron's just found this in the glove box. There's a couple of knickknacks in the glove box, and this is interesting. This is a receipt from Keith, who serviced the car on the 18th of December 2001. So that is oil filter, Castrol GTX, air filter, spark plugs, antifreeze, new battery, new Goodyear tyres, 4 of. How much were they? How much for 4 Goodyears?
What, back then?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even think.
50 quid.
200.
120 quid for 4.
Wow, I wish they were like that now.
Yeah.
At least it's got a
It
date
says
on
free off clutch and brakes, grease underbody. 780 quid including parts and labour. Ready?
Ready when you are?
Yeah.
Here goes, no throttle. Do you want me to give it a rev?
Not yet.
That's quiet. That's really quiet.
That's really nice. Listen to that. We're good. Little bit of a rev. Oh. Was that foot on the throttle?
No, I didn't touch the throttle that time.
Oh, it just died.
Just died. Yeah, ready?
Yeah.
Definitely missing.
That's okay. That's all right.
Not bad.
For 30 years, ain't it?
Really, really good.
I still think it's a cylinder missing somewhere. Sounds good though.
Listen to that. The can of hope strikes again. Thanks, Tony. Couldn't have done it without you. Even when you're not here, you're here. Right. Off.
Oh,
Yeah, we've used pretty much all that fuel that was in there.
wow.
Well, Subarus were never known for being.
Oh, hang on, we've got fuel leaking out here somewhere.
Have you?
Yep, out the back.
Oh, Sugar Plum Fairy.
No, it's definitely fuel. I can smell it.
So what that is a split fuel line.
Yeah.
So the fuel pump works. Nobody smoke. Right, go, 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 go. Power, 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 power. Power, power. Right, we're sticking. Power, 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 power. Once again. Power, power. That there, I reckon. Now that we've got it out, you can see how truly amazing condition this whole cabin is on the XT. I think this is my favourite part of the car. If Subaru had done their equivalent of Porsche Pasha material, it would look like this. A sort of checkered flag velour is mint. It's not even mouldy in here. The headliner's immaculate. That gigantic double-sized sunroof is there. The asymmetric steering wheel. I'm in love with this manual shifter, this Airwolf spec helicopter style shifter with the four-wheel drive micro switch on the top. Wow, what a thing. And then you've got these pods on the side. One of them's for height adjustment. So I didn't realise this car has height adjustment. What an amazing thing it is. Doubled in kind of space here, but the original tape player on board with, I think it's Buddy Holly. We did have a look. The best of Buddy Holly. Even UV faded where half the tape's been hanging out. But the interior is so nice. The glove box was left open. The last tax disc we can find is 92, I think. And look, the original owner's manual, and 1985 being the year, I think, these were launched. What a car. I've looked underneath when we saw that fuel leak from getting it running. The underneath of the car's so solid. The sills have still got their beautiful pressing lines on the underneath of it. This thing is so nice. Look. Right. Stop falling in love, Johnny. You need to clean it. We need to de-algify it before the sun goes down, because I want to show you this incredible glass house. It's so nice. And we might see if we can get the headlights to flip up. Oh my gosh, the suspension works. Did you see that? Did you see how high the back went?
Yeah.
You press this button which says height, and now it drops it back down. It all
That's unreal.
It all just works. I mean, I can't believe it. Right, let's see if the flip-up headlights work.
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah, up and down. Amazing.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Do you want to see if you can drive it back?
The clutch is just so good. It's just biting really nicely. I mean, and look, one touch windows. But look at this. Look, so this is the button for the flip-up headlights. Ready? There we go. Look how responsive they are. It's just unbelievable.
Yep, straight back. That's it. Keep going.
We're good?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep.
Hang on, I need to take a small run up.
Yep.
What a car. I knew this was rare and I knew it was interesting and I knew that we had half a chance of cleaning it nicely, but what I didn't know is that we'd be able to get it running so quick that pretty much everything would work and we'd be able to drive it a little bit. Astonishing. This is not a car that a lot of people know about really, myself included, but after today I really would like a Subaru XT four-wheel drive turbo. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Late Break Show. And it goes without saying that if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love you to subscribe. We've got a huge back catalogue of other Barnfind cars that we've done over the last 5 years. But also, if you know of a car that's in a garage, in a real barn, on a driveway, in a hedge, and you think it's of interest to us, email us. There is an email address in the description. Give us some photos, give us a backstory, and maybe we'll come and film it very soon. Cheers.